Hello, welcome in. This is Cleo Ra, and this is going to be a reading for someone who's been waiting to get their mojo back, waiting to get back into the flow of things, thinking, when's something going to click in? When's my life going to start to feel magical again? So, we're going to look into these energies and see what's coming out. I hope you're all doing really well. Thank you for all your lovely comments and your donations. Love you long time. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, brilliant. Okay, I've got the 9 of Cups here, which tells me wish fulfillment is on the way. And you know what? I love the way this is really, really sparkly. I feel like you made a wish a long time ago and you set your sights on something, a certain way of life. I'm getting lifestyle. You started making different lifestyle choices and really kind of honing the artistic aesthetic of your life, like really thinking to yourself, I want my life to feel this way. Maybe you do loads of mood boards. Maybe you really focus. I'm getting affirmations, visualizations. I feel like you're a really artistic soul. And I feel like that could be one of the main motivations you have when it comes to really framing your life. I feel like maybe you shifted your worldview in a major, major way. And I feel like you've got an instinct, or maybe you've tried it out before when it comes to like the cause and effect of the universe, where you know, if you make different choices with different energy behind your actions, something's got to give. Like the universe has got to give you back things on the same frequency. But I also feel like maybe you've gotten frustrated with the way the world is, thinking, well, how can I have a life that feels magical? And how can I have a life that feels like it's on a certain wavelength when there are so many people around me who are just sort of lost in other things or doing things differently? But I feel like, something's clicking into place for you. I'm getting big timeline shifts and I'm seeing you metaphysically kind of walking behind the set of life. Like you've kind of made choices that may not have sort of taken effect yet, but it's hang on, let me say. It's culminating in something bigger, cumulative. There we go, I did it. So it's like you were making choices and on the front stage kind of scene of life, things maybe didn't seem like they were shifting, but it's like you were making little labyrinthy kind of moves behind the scenes here. I like that energy. It's like you've been doing things backstage in a major, major way, and the universe has been paving the way for you to manifest this lovely vision of yours. I feel like you're very dreamy, and I feel like you've got big dreams in life. And sometimes, Spirit's saying sometimes the biggest dreamers can kind of feel a little bit let down temporarily, but not to worry. These things take time, especially when you're a big, big dreamer. Yeah, they give me Rome wasn't built in a day, but it's funny how things can shift all of a sudden when we least expect it. So let's have a look. We've got the 10 of Swords here. Okay, so every coin has 2 sides, and I'm getting you've experienced extremes of both sides of the coin. You love the magic and you love that feeling where everything's so uplifted and whimsical and beautiful, and you keep on bouncing back to that point and you keep on being like, I know life is magical. I feel like your soul's very colorful. You've got a very colorful and bright aura, I'm getting. And I feel like that's why sometimes the world can feel a little bit like, whoa, why am I here? 10 of Swords energy is that kind of feeling that you've gone as far as you can go, and something has got to come in from the outside to kind of, match that inner world of yours. Let's have a look. Maybe you've had some down days lately, but this is why Spirit's coming out with this message to let you know that you are magical, that you do have a big, huge effect. But I feel like thus far, your energies have been having more of an effect. It's sort of like the backstage of the quantum field. You've been putting in your orders and things are being built up secretly, right? A big order requires longer preparation is what I'm getting here. So things have been moving backstage. Things have been building up. Things have been being woven for you and organized for you. I'm getting non-physical helpers Okay. Oh, and here we go. The Weaver of Spells here. And this is the Queen of Wands energy, and she's all twirly and magical and majestic. And this is exactly, the kind of energy I was getting from Spirit when it came to, them telling me do this reading. Lovely growth, okay? It may feel like you've had some bumps in the road, and, maybe you take stock of things sometimes and you feel like, why aren't the cogs moving in my life? But they have been moving, but they've been moving backstage, getting ready for the right kind of entrance point. It's like the universe wants to do things perfectly for you. And so there has to be the right kind of doorway for these kind of magical energies to come into. Okay. So, you're not living life in a basic kind of way where the universe can just give you, simple things. You're doing things in such a big way and a unique way that's why maybe, it's taken a little bit longer than you would have hoped, or why maybe your soul can feel a little bit depleted sometimes. But you can see how much light is coming in, particularly with the sacral chakra and the heart chakra. Okay, so I feel like these two spaces in you are gonna be fulfilled in a lovely, gorgeous way. Let me get out some more energies here, because the universe really has taken your order here. The higher worlds are listening to you. They listened to you back then when you made your big choices. I feel like maybe you've got a journal, a manifestation diary, but there was some pivotal point in your life where you wrote stuff down and you really gave it some va-va-voom kind of energy and thought, right, I'm transforming things here and I'm doing it. And often when we get that feeling where we really want to kind of shift things and change things, when we wake up the next day in the cold light of day, it can feel a little bit flat, like, oh, come on, I've got all this energy and I've got all this momentum. So sometimes it can feel like, oh, I've got to do the daily things. I've got to do the drudgery, It can feel a bit like drudgery when we really want magical things happening. And I feel like because you are such an etheric, and I'm getting a youthful soul. And I mean, it doesn't mean that you're a young soul. You could be a really old soul, but you've got such a lovely childlike zest. And I feel like that's the only reason why sometimes the mundane stuff can get you kind of feeling like, ugh, come on, when's the magic gonna happen? But yeah, I feel like you're one of the game changers here. I feel like that's what it is. And, we are comparative creatures. And I feel like you've been comparing yourself maybe to your environment, your living conditions. You've been comparing, the things you want to the world around you. And it hasn't seemed to match up for you, but that's because you're here to change the way the world looks. An artistic weaver of reality. It's really beautiful. You've got a really beautiful soul here. So Spirit's not saying keep going in the generic way, but Spirit's saying, listen, you've made big, big conjuring moves and you've got such a rich non-physical world that is going to catch up with you and your spirit on the cosmic stage very soon. Let's see what's going on. 9 of Spells here. Okay, so this is the 9 of Wands, which tells me that, you stick to your guns. When you know you want something and you can achieve something, you stick to your positioning. I'm getting you've got a real rigidity and determination and, like a steely determination when it comes to knowing full well that you can have what your soul tells you you want or you need. So this is lovely. This is you holding your positioning in a really gorgeous way. And, that's the advice here. Keep holding your positioning. It's because you've come from a maybe higher plane of existence that sometimes earth life can feel a little bit like, whoa, this is a bit raw. This is a bit boring. This is a bit grey for me. And maybe you've dreamt of distant horizons or being able to move in a more flowing way, maybe getting your currency up and things like that. And it's easy for the universe to fulfill your order. But I feel like because you're such a highly vibrating soul, because you've come from somewhere or you've experienced lifetimes where things are more magical, more flowing, more silky, more lustrous and, more glistening. That's why you're so valuable on the earth plane, but also why sometimes maybe you have dips in your energy. So they just want you to know that it's perfectly natural, for you to maybe feel even a little bit homesick. If you've got a more alienistic soul or a more advanced soul or a more fairy-tastic kind of essence to your being, but you're needed here. And they're saying really hold your ground because, the energies that you're throwing out, whether you see it yet or not, they're making huge, huge changes. All right. So this is like a fairy ring here. And I feel like this is what you do when you speak to people, when you dream your dreams, when you kind of sow your essence into this realm. It creates invisible pools of light that are really building up for you. So let's see what else is coming out for you. Yeah, you're one of the magical ones. And one of the ones that, because you're so magical, you can't help but sometimes, see things on the earth that could be zhuzhed up a bit. And you are zhuzhing them up, okay? You are improving things in a major, major way. We've got the Moonlight card here. Okay, the 5 of Pentacles. So I do get a feeling with you of like a homesickness, longing for the stars, that kind of energy where maybe sometimes you feel like you just don't belong, okay? And maybe that's part of the problem, because I do see this with the 10 of Swords energy here, where you just think, oh, I'm sick of this. And it's because you're from such a higher plane of existence. But you've come with a blueprint. You've come with a map. And I feel like you're really instinctive when it comes to that map. Yeah, we've got the 5 of Wands here. The 5 of Spells. So you've come here to extinguish, a lot of negative energies just by sowing your light and sowing your artistic vision and bringing your magic to a place that maybe the area you live in is kind of barren of magic. And in contrast to your environment, it feels like maybe, you want to get the hell out of Dodge or, escape it somehow. And I feel like, you do have this capacity with this 9 of Wands to really grow where you're planted. So I feel like Spirit is saying, stay where you are. Everything in you could be telling you to go further afield, or you could have these real longings or urges to go further afield or get out of your neighborhood. But I feel like that's the challenge, to stay where you are and let good things come to you, because you're here really for spiritual war. You're here to be such a high vibrating, light bringing soul that it will extinguish those things that get you down. All right. So they're saying, keep going. You're a magical one. All right. And people might not like it when you sow these unique, gorgeous essences into the realm, but your ancestors love you for this. And, there's something about the future with you. I feel like energies are speaking to you from the future as well. So it's almost like your future ancestors are pulling you along this road, but also telling you stay planted, all right? Because things are getting better. But I feel like with you, it's going to come in one big, massive change, all right? So instead of things changing little by little, baby steps, for you, it's going to feel like going from the 5 of Pentacles to a big magical extravaganza, okay? And I feel like your soul planned this to hold the fort, and then bang, the lights will come on, all right? There's your little home there. And I feel like maybe you meditate a lot, or maybe you're being encouraged to meditate more and go into the inner sanctuary, the inner temple of yourself, because you're not imagining things. Maybe sometimes you feel like you're imagining all this magical energy, or maybe you feel like, is it real? When you're faced with that cold light of day kind of energy, maybe you feel like, whoa, am I crazy for being this magical minded? Because it's the primal part of you, the more physical part of you that's thinking, should I adapt to my environment here? Or, should I get out of this environment or whatever? But that's the challenge here, for you to keep in those magical energies, no matter how crazy the world makes you feel. And that's where the game changes, where you are determined to bring your version of reality onto this plane of existence rather than blend into what's already there. And I feel like that. You can't blend into what's already there. And we do have this gorgeous moonlight energy, okay? Yeah, Spirit's telling me it gets you down, because the more magical you are, the more friction maybe you come up against. But that's because you're changing things. People don't like different things when they're, brainwashed or whatever. They don't like energies that remind them that they're brainwashed. So you're like a warrior. You're like a magical warrior here. And you can dip into this gorgeous psychic energy of yours. This is like a pool, 12th house energy. Okay, you could have a strong Pisces placement in your birth chart, or a planet in your 12th house or a planetary positioning in your 12th house that really will show you where your gifts are when it comes to dipping into the backstage world here. Okay, this is like the Laguz rune. This is like the lake of the super subconscious mind. And I feel like for you, it's more familiar for you to be in your super subconscious mind. And they are giving it to me as in a super way, like you are really super at dipping into etheric energies because you are etheric. That it feels so contrasting here for you to be here. But like I say, these beautiful energies are going to start filling in your reality, but it's going to come quite quickly and in quite a potent and vivid way for you. Okay, let's see what's coming in for you here. The Forge. Okay. Ooh, Temperance, okay, which is known as the alchemy card. So it's about you bringing your own potions in and channeling them in. I'm getting that maybe there's something in your life that's maybe distracting you from becoming even more connected to these non-physical energies, because I'm sort of seeing it like your crown chakra. Let's use this one as an example. They're showing me that it's just off kilter a little bit, and if you could just tweak something in your life, the flow of divine energy will start pouring down through your chakras. So it's almost like something stuck on 11 o'clock and you need to get it to 12 o'clock to keep the river flowing smoothly through you. I'm getting coffee for somebody. You could be drinking too much coffee. And I'm getting sleep as well. You need more sleep. Someone's resisting doing their workouts, even though you know that when you work out, it makes you feel good. So there's one little thing like that. And they're telling me you will know what it is that will help you flow in a smooth, etheric way even more. Okay, but they're sending you hugs. They're saying when you have these down moments, you're getting sent a lot of hugs. Okay, you could have listened to Dolores Cannon and you could feel that longing in a major way, but they're saying you won't have to be in that feeling of longing for very long, because once you click that like click the valve and get the energy flowing smoothly through you, you're gonna feel $1 million. And also you're gonna get all these potions coming through from the other places and times that you've lived in. So you're gonna get an upgrade when it comes to accessing your past life gifts and essences. This is about the energy that fills your consciousness up and paints your worldview. I call it the lens of consciousness you're seeing through. So right now there's something in your life that you could do that will smooth out your lens of consciousness, so it feels like you're seeing through the lens of your higher self. I feel like it's just one little tweak and bang, it's all going to come flooding in. Let's have a look. More. We need more. Yeah, it could feel like you're just out of reach of that little lamp. I don't know if you can see that little lamp right in the distance, but you're very close. You're very close to feeling like your optimum self. Let's have a look. One more. The Tower. Yeah, it's gonna give, okay. Energies are gonna start flowing in, and this, there's gonna be a break that happens. Okay, I'm getting a lucky break as well for you. Something really lucky. Those days where you just think, you know what, I'm not going to think the way I normally think. Well, you won't think that. But I'm just sort of like looking at it from above. One of those days where you sort of just throw the cards in the air and you just sort of give up trying and maybe do something a little bit rebellious or different to your normal routine. And it's going to shift the signal in your mind, right? And it's going to allow new energies to flow in for you. And this could feel like an epiphany, a new idea, or doing something completely out of the box, completely outside of the circle that you normally keep yourself in. A rut, maybe. Maybe, you've been sticking to a routine, and Spirit is going to kind of help gently guide you into doing something completely new and different. Keeper of spells. Okay, so there's that upgrade from the weaver of spells to the keeper of spells. So here we're creating and sending out our orders and really kind of focusing on what we want to get to. And here we've gotten to it and we're holding it in our hands. This is King of Wands energy. And King of Wands is always getting energies and inspirations that are so different to what anyone else could ever think of that you can't even really discuss them with other people. But here we see him with the fire, with this beautiful, I'm getting this energy of him really holding on to something. I've got it, like this is what you've wanted, being in your hands, in your physical reality. And like I say, it's going to come in all of a sudden. And I feel like it'll just be a couple of little things you do. Maybe today I'm going to meditate, or maybe you'll be on your normal pathway in life and something will just pull you into a bookstore, or something will pull you into a cafe, or something will pull you into a swimming pool, or something just slightly different than what you normally do. But it could mean the world of difference when it comes to you really achieving what you want to achieve. So there's a bit of a sense of humor with this one, okay? Because you're so full of magic that I feel like, you know how magic the divine is, and you know how divine you are. But I feel like, there has to be a little bit of humor brought in, I feel. And maybe you'll be in a bad mood one day and you'll think, right, that's it. I'm going to do this, or I won't go to work and I'll do this instead. And bang, something big and beautiful and brilliant and magical will be brought into your life. But this is like all of a sudden breaking through a tapestry into a whole new world and thinking, you know what, that was easy. After all that stress and after all of that kind of maybe low feeling that you get sometimes, here it is. It's so big and easy and bright, and it'll feel so easy once you've gotten there. So that's nice. We've got the wise woman here, high priestess energy. And I feel like your journey could have felt like it's been a long one because we've got the 6 of swords right here. I feel like you are someone who likes to get a lot of respite, and maybe you're being encouraged to take more time for yourself if you're particularly busy. But I feel like this is a reading for someone who is used to sort of staying away from the masses, staying away from people who, don't understand you and stuff like that, because you're constantly getting downloads, I feel, from this other plane of existence, or from your higher self, or from your personal alchemy cupboard. And I feel like you are going to tweak something and get this massive influx of energy. And I also feel like there's going to be a day where you just throw caution to the wind. That's a better way of putting it. And it's going to occur to you, to do something completely differently in a completely new and different way. I'm getting altruistic. So maybe you'll decide to help someone with something, or this could be something like rescuing a dog, or something random where you just can't resist helping someone, using your empathy, or something's going to pull at your heart. And it could be on a day when you're in a bad mood, right? So, the divine works in amazing and mysterious ways. They want you to know that. But this blueprint of yours, I'm not surprised that you find the earth realm a little bit taxing sometimes, because you are ever so sensitive to energy. All right. So I feel like there's also burdens you can put down. Maybe you feel responsible for people and situations that you cannot change. Okay. So this is a message as well to simply focus on what you can control, the things within your inner world. I feel like cultivating your inner garden is really important at this point. Maybe you've been trying to help people that are unhelpable, or maybe there are situations that stress you out that you simply need to remove your focus from. Okay, so instead of looking tertiarily, or, looking outwards at the world and thinking, oh, I want to help with this. And because you're so sensitive to energy with this high priestess card, male or female, you're so sensitive to energy that if your mind gets pulled too far afield, maybe into problems you see on the news or things like that, it could mess up your internal alchemy here. And Spirit saying, you're not here to do that. You're not here to worry about how others are living their life in that kind of way, because that'll just stress you out because you're too sensitive to energy. You could be someone who watches TV and you see one thing and it affects you for the whole day, because it's almost like this valve of yours is focused just off kilter of maybe your own inner happiness. Maybe you feel guilty when you're not helping people, or maybe you feel like you've got to do things for people who should be doing it for themselves. There's something like that going on here. I feel like you need to be slightly more selfish and be like, no, it's my life. And I'm going to fill up my inner garden with beautiful roses and beautiful things for me. And when I do that, I help the world more than when I'm focused on things that I cannot control, you know? Let's clarify these cards and we'll see. 9 of Visions. Let's have a look. Yeah, I feel like for someone out there, that's a message for you that, you know, as sensitive as you are, you've got to protect your own inner world. And when you do that, you light up and then you start spreading that light through the quantum field. But if there are things that are making you down when you watch them or partake of them, then maybe that's what's kind of keeping your valve slightly, you know, a couple of degrees off of, you know, north. You want to be following your own north node, right? And working on your own inner world. It's like the inner alchemical study of the soul. Don't feel guilty for doing this. This is what you're doing on the earth plane, cultivating your own potions in a magical way. So yeah, they're saying don't get too distracted with, you know, other people's work. It's their work to be doing. It's their spiritual pathway. And, you know, you will thrive so much more when you focus on that own mercurial space of yours and focus on making yourself happy first. We've got the Page of Cups here. Okay. So this is an idealistic energy here. And it's again, it's a childlike energy with the Page of Cups. And I feel like you've really got some really sort of mythical qualities to you, and you're trying to find somewhere or trying to find a way to make them fit. 3 5s coming out here. Okay, so yeah, I feel like this is about offering yourself more things than you offer others for someone out there. Interesting. I feel like you've had your idealistic nature taken advantage of before, but I'm getting that things are changing now. The world's shifting. But there is this real need to keep yourself protected as well with the 9 of Wands. Okay, they're saying protect your energy more, because dealing with others who aren't as mythical as you, who aren't from an advanced time or space like you are, I feel like that could be what's getting you down here. Relationships particularly. Ace of Swords. Yeah, okay. So this is about really sharpening your focus onto you. All right, someone really needs to hear that. You know, you are important. Your inner world is important. And I know with souls that have come here to help, it's so easy to be pulled into energies that you feel like, right, until this changes, I can't be happy. And Spirit's saying, yes, but you have to be happy, right? If you want to affect change in the world, you can't wait for things around you to change. You've got to create it from the inside and be selfish enough to feel good first. Be one of the light bulbs, right? Because if you let the outer circumstances of life pull you down, your bulb goes out. So with the Ace of Swords, I feel like, you know, this is really clarifying where you can help yourself rather than frittering energies on people who aren't grateful or situations that are far beyond your control. And Spirit's saying, you never know. Situations that look terrible from the outside, people are doing a lot of good spiritual work in those situations. So they're saying, rest assured, you know, the divine realm is helping those people as well. And they really want you to straighten up this valve with this Ace of Swords and really sharpen that mind and keep your mind clear of other people's debris. Because all of these energies here, 5 of Wands, 5 of Cups, 5 of Swords, I feel like you're picking up on other people's chaos, other people's wars that aren't yours to fight, and other people's disappointments. You're here to be magical, fairy-tastic. And, you know, you're going to pick up the pace. I can see it happening with this Weaver of Spells energy here. 9 of Swords energy. Again, I feel like maybe people pull you into their problems a little bit too much here. Yeah, you need to be more authoritative. King of Wands twice here. So you're going to take authority. I feel like someone's going to say the wrong thing to you, or you're going to get pushed into a modality that might feel off kilter to your normal pathway, but it's actually going to straighten up your pathway, if that makes sense. So if you've been facing, you know, kind of east, south or whatever, then sometimes facing true north can feel like you're off kilter, but it's actually your personal true north. So you're gonna find your true north in a really beautiful way. Show me this Nine of Spells. Queen of Pentacles. So that's that card of your own inner garden, valuing yourself enough to realize, you know what? I'm going to take time and space for me. I'm going to shut out all these catastrophic, disappointing energies and energies that feel chaotic. And it may feel uncomfortable at first, because if you're used to dealing with those things, then anything new or different is going to make you feel a little bit different, because we're habitual creatures and we get so used to our patterns and routines that anything new and different to that can feel a little bit uncomfortable, even if it's better for us. But they're saying, you know, what's better for you is focusing on you and the gold of your soul. So this is about getting into your own soul again, crawling out of other people's experiences, you know, sneaking out, subtly avoiding things that you know are going to drag you down, and focusing on the majesty of your own glorious life with the Queen of Pentacles. And again, this is Taurus energy. So this is about sort of digging your heels in and being in a sense stubborn when it comes to thinking enough is enough. I'm not going to be pulled into other people's dramas or the dramas of the world or things that just dim my light, because you are here to shine your light in the most beautiful and magical and majestic way. Wheel of Fortune here and the Fool card. Okay, so it's time for you to turn your own tables and know that all your orders are stacked up waiting for you to receive them, but the universe is waiting for you to find your true north. All right, this is about you clicking into your north node pathway and clicking into it. And if you've been facing that direction or that direction or that direction for so long, it's going to feel new and it's going to feel different. But they're saying use that energy of when you have days that don't feel quite right. Get a little bit angry. It's better being a little bit angry and pissed off than it is to be down in the dumps. They're saying, you know, get a bit passionate about your happiness and dig in your heels like the bull energy that the Queen of Pentacles is, you know, ruled by or, you know, connected with. And think, right, this is my life. I'm doing this the way I want to do it. And that will turn the tables. And that's when your cosmic orders will come flooding in and life will feel like the kind of life you want to be in. Eight of Pentacles. Okay. With the Five of Pentacles. Again, this is a streamlined energy with the Eight of Pentacles. And it's all about you finding your sovereign purpose and knowing you're on the right pathway, because everything will turn to gold in your mind, right? So things that might have annoyed you before, you'll see them through a different lens. So this is about you finding your sovereign purpose and not being pulled off of your wishes by other people's energies. No matter how far afield they are or how close they are, this is your life. So there's some determination needed here, because I feel like maybe your altruism or your kind nature gets taken for granted. And then maybe you're disappointed with people thinking, I put all this effort in to help you and you don't even get a thank you, right? And that's what they're like. And Spirit's saying, please don't let it be another 4 years, 5 years, 6 years before you realize people forget about your help pretty quickly, you know, or they resent you for it because you remind them of the version of themselves they were when you helped them, right? So they're saying, don't let them use your higher nature, your lovely cosmic soul in a way that isn't what you came here to do, if that makes sense. You're here to be unique. You're here to be an individual. And I feel like it's going to click in really quickly and easy for you. The universe is going to start giving you signs. Yeah, you're on the right path. Once you start realizing that it's your life. And just because you're empathic or just because you're altruistic or just because you're a kind one doesn't mean you're here to do other people's work for them, or doesn't mean that you're different to any other being on this planet when it comes to fulfilling your own desires. So you can write that in the comments if you need to. I'm here to fulfill my own desires. And by fulfilling those desires, you help the world automatically. Because when you're in sovereign mode, it lights up everything around you, see? So there's where that thing is with the valve. Okay, so many empathic people get taken off course by other people's needs and wants, and that's not what you're here for. You're here to light up the world by fulfilling your own desires and your own needs and wants. And again, temperance again here. You're currently in the process of forging, maybe a new self-image where you allow yourself to be truly powerful and let yourself off the hook. Okay, let them do their spiritual work and you're here to do yours. And you're finding this potion, this beautiful flow between your higher self and, who you are here now on the earth. And you're going to become more in tune with that higher nature and become your higher self. And I feel like that's your challenge, becoming your higher self. And like I say, I feel like you're 1 degree off, I feel like it's going to be so easy. You're a hop, skip and jump away from the fool's pathway, from getting that wheel turning. It's like there's been a stick in the wheel, a spanner in the works or whatever, something blocking those cogs from moving in terms of your focus. But it has been getting built up backstage. But in the physical, you've got to take that stick out and be like, right, I'm on my chariot and I'm moving, and that's it. And be decisive, they're saying. Be very decisive about this. Hold no prisoners, take no prisoners. You don't want any dead weight, right, on your spiritual pathway, because you're here to be etherically free and magical. Show me the forge, please. Page of Swords. Okay, so people could see you as someone who has got magical energy, but they don't tell you that necessarily. They just think you're the one that's there to help, perhaps, or something like that. Maybe there's someone in your life that you feel drained after you've dealt with them. Spirit's saying, nip that in the bud. This person could seem really charming on the surface, but they're not very appreciative that they're dealing with an advanced being, and that could be what gets you down. And I feel like maybe you're going to escape from this person and find a way to kind of get away from them. Yeah, we've got the Tower twice here. And funnily enough, in both of these decks, there's a big break. You can see that this tower's breaking, that tower's breaking off. So the universe will not allow you to be taken advantage of. There's something that's going to happen that's going to spin you in a new direction that may feel like, this is new and different, but it's going to straighten up your pathway. You'll realize that what feels skewed at first is actually the upright. But if you're used to being around people who are maybe, different in their viewpoint to you, or their soul kind of doesn't match your frequency, and you've got comfortable around that, then you've got to rearrange that a little bit. You've got to start understanding that what's healthy for you may feel a little bit off at first. But when you do that, it's like unlocking a door, a magical divine door, and allowing your true birthright, your true majestic rewards for having the frequency of soul that you have to flood in. Show me this Keeper of Spells. Yeah, you're the wise woman or the wise man, okay? And often people don't understand advanced souls and advanced beings. But justice, okay, I love it. 8 of Swords. So I feel like a lot of your anxiety is because there aren't many souls that match yours. It's because Spirit needs you to be in a unique position, geographically or whatever, so that you can spread this gorgeous divine essence on the planet. And we've got the Keeper of Spells here. Oh, there it is. Justice. This is about you aligning. So right now, maybe, focus is a bit like that. We need to get it like that. Okay, I want to go running. I want to make this sort of food. I want to do this for me. And it's going to cultivate your inner garden, and it's going to straighten up and rebalance your focus, your confidence, your magic. It's okay to have fangs. Okay, it's okay to balance yourself out and be like, I'm a primal creature. I may be advanced and I may be evolved and I may be kind and I may feel other people's pain, but I'm not going to do that anymore because it puts me in pain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill myself with happiness and let them be responsible adults and fulfill their own happiness. And when you do that, you're going to be holding your own life in your own hands, and you're going to be filled with that gorgeous, potent, magical essence. I feel like you need more severity in your life. Pillar of mercy, pillar of severity. I feel like you've been too merciful to others, which has skewed your life's plan a little bit. But these blueprints have been building up, and you've got so many potions built up non-physically that are just waiting for you to hold them on your scales, rather than giving them to other people or putting them on, someone else's scales, or flowing your energy in that kind of way, you're going to fill your own scales up first, and then people receive from the overflow of that. But this is about independence and knowing that it's okay to want what you want and be who you are, but also, to harness your strength here. Big snake energy coming through. Everything in nature has an offense and a defense. And I feel like you're really being encouraged to be the warrior that you are and understand that you can be the warrior and also be magical at the same time. So your justice is waiting for you to grab it, okay? This is about you doing your self-justice and getting yourself out of some sort of burden or anxiety. And I do feel like it's related to other people who maybe drain your essence because you're letting them, all right? I know some people won't want to hear that, but we have to take responsibility for this. They're saying it's okay to be harder, tougher, and to want what you want. And that's you getting your justice from the universe. So this is your challenge, magical one. I love you loads. I really hope this reading's helped. Mwah, mwah, mwah.